Hey there, and welcome to this little commentary I'm doing today. Uh, I started out, for starters, on this Photoshop course, and I'm using a little brush kit that I picked up from a really cool concept artist named, well, I don't know his name, but he goes by Vile Art. He's part of the Steambot uh, concept studio, I guess you'd call it. He has a really good brush pack here that I'm messing with. It has like first I laid out a little bit of a texture on the rock on the bottom there, and then I went over with just like the standard brush and made it a little bit more jagged and to my liking. And I'm just kind of feeling out some forms here. Usually how I work is just kind of drawing from memory, like different poses and like details. And usually I just kind of, uh, lay down those forms, and then I kind of just let accidents happen. It's like picking out little forms. It's kind of like solving a puzzle, really. It's like whenever you do silhouette painting, it's like you have a blank black like glob, and then you kind of refine it to make it something that's recognizable, at least to you, or just like people in general. And all the while, I have you might see down at the bottom toolbar, I have some pictures open. It's on my other screen. I have some reference up. Like one of them was a Battlefield 3 screenshot. That's what I was kind of going for with the lighting in this drawing, and like with the blue and the red highlights. I kind of like it. It has a nice little sci-fi kind of warfare thing going on there. And so I roughed out the cockpit, and now I'm working on the arms here. I kind of didn't like that rifle top right there, so I just kind of did away with it, and then instead of adding to it, I just kind of cut in so that it has a little more consistency. The look I was going for with that was one of those rifles. I know it's in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's like Springfield. It looks kind of like a Springfield. I'm not sure what it's called. You could probably like tell me. I can't remember gun names, but it's just like kind of like a old style military rifle. It's kind of it's a favorite among people, kind of World War II looking, I guess. It has that sort of sight that's like has the circle in it, and then it has the really thick flaps on either side. And then slanted clip, of course. And on this cockpit, I'm adding some lights on the sides there, just for some visual interest in the reflections off the cockpit. Because other than the blue, there isn't much to reflect, and to like you know say that well, to communicate that that's a glass reflective sort of surface. You want something to have the highlight off of, or reflect off of, just like have highlights. And then I add some green to the green stripes onto the legs for some dimensionality, to give that sort of a flat look. And then after that, I define those kind of claw-looking things for the feet, and gives it a nice dynamic sort of pose on the rocks there. It sort of matches the jaggediness. Um, then I'm adding some highlights to the rock just to give it some definition, or a little bit of form to relate to, instead of just having a blob there. Then here I'm adding some lens flares over on the lights. I guess that's also reminiscent of Battlefield 3 with all the crazy lens flares all over the place. And then more shading on the cockpit there. You can see I have a little guy in there. It's really easy to do. You just kind of draw a little stick figure and then lower the opacity. Right here I was kind of like, I wanted to include some like flare like things, but I was like, nah, afterwards. Like sort of like what you'd see on a tank or whatever those thingies are, the tubes that are in like clusters on the sides. It's another like relatable thing, but I kind of got rid of it because it's not really correlating. And here I have a little circle joint on the ankle, and let's see, adding some highlights onto the rifle to give it a little more definition as to where the ridges on it are. And it's really easy with the silhouette. You can just add little tiny little highlights, and people will be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so detailed," because they assume that all the detail's there, even though you don't have to paint it at all. It's just kind of fun. But ultimately, if you're doing a really finished painting, this is a speed paint. I did it only in like 45 minutes. So if you're going to go for a full drawing, then you should definitely add some midtones instead of just straight black, and then add some texture and highlights in appropriate places, and shading, of course. Then I'm detailing the legs a little bit more. I noticed that there wasn't any light really to reflect off of the claws on the left leg. As far as the orange goes, it shouldn't be in the front. It should just be a little bit in the back. So doing the same thing, correcting those orange highlights on the claws there. And added a little thumb, just kind of to give it a little more humanness, I guess. Whenever it's just like four like circular kind of no opposable thumb type of thing, it just kind of looks kind of off or animalistic, which is nice if you're going for something like that. But this is a little bit more human shaped mech, so I just kind of went with that. And I add some ridges to the arm there. It kind of gives it a little, looks as if the claw could move up and down, the hand could move up and down a little bit along the like the rotational, whatever that axis is. Then you always have to have some kind of detail in the crotch there. It's awkward, I know, but you gotta include it. I try to keep it as minimal as far as detail goes as possible, so people don't like, what is that thing? Is that like, never mind. But I'm not sure what that thing on the side of the cockpit is on the lower side. I was kind of like wondering, maybe like a missile launcher or a machine gun, or maybe like a sensor type of thing, like you'd see on a helicopter. Then the shoulder, I'm not even sure what's going on with the shoulder, but here I'm correcting the leg a little bit. Like on the right side, it was like segmented around the shin, whereas on the other side it wasn't, except around the ankle. And then I added a little divot like right in the middle of that crease to give it a little more, looks like it could be cleaned out or segmented or taken apart for cleaning. Then cleaning up the silhouette a little bit, adding like a shoulder, or not shoulder, elbow detail, more highlights on the legs. Saved it out. I hadn't even saved it yet. Then I realized, hey, the orange isn't really bright enough yet, because it's only it was the shade of the lighting in the background, which it should be lighter than the background because it's coming from a light of some type on the right, some sort of like explosion or something. So whenever it's a direct highlight, you should have brighter than just the light. And there's my, going for a little more simplistic signature because it's lower res, I guess. But there's a finished painting, sort of. It's a speed painting, so. But anyways, hope you enjoy that. Again, I use a brush pack by Vile Art. You just look that up, VYLE. And I'll probably make my own brush pack sometime soon, but it was fun using. Very convenient. Get around and just sketch something out real quick. Thanks for watching.